Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new video. One of my favorite things about owning a truck is being able to just haul basically whatever it is that you need to haul. Since getting the truck, I've put so much stuff in the bed that I never realized how bad I actually needed a truck. Like right now, I'm actually going to drop the Tomei exhaust off at UPS. It's in the back, you can't really see it, but it's just so easy, and it makes me happy that I can just throw such a giant box in the back and swing on over, and I don't have to take any car seats out or anything like that, so it's really nice. But yeah, I'm headed over to UPS right now, going to drop that box off. I'm going to hit the gym as well, and then we can get back in the garage and get working on the STIs. Alright guys, so we are back in the garage, and what we're actually doing in this video is removing the current Carbon Creations carbon fiber diffuser that I have been running for about a year and a half now, and I'm going to install the new Subispeed half carbon full diffuser. And that is coming in actually tomorrow, but I wanted to get the current one off so I can send that out to the new owner. So I can break this video up into a few days, so I'm not trying to get everything done in one day, which is obviously something that I prefer to do since I won't be rushing and I can take my time. Also, before we start getting into this video, I wanted to ask you guys a personal preference. Now, if you guys haven't noticed, the style or the overall quality or look of the videos have changed just a little bit. And the reason for that is because I switched back to my iPhone to start doing these videos. I've been using an iPhone XR for literally pretty much every video you've ever seen in the past. And then I recently got a Sony ZV-1 that I have been using since about March or April. Absolutely love the camera. It's really, really nice quality. Overall, the quality of the video, it's just much more clear and crisp looking. But I realize I've been coming across some issues where it's been overheating and the batteries run out super quick. Just to export all the files and everything take a very, very long time. So I started finding myself reverting back to iPhone. This is the iPhone 13 Max Pro, something like that. It's the highest one. And it's really, really nice. I'm actually using the mic that I used on the Sony ZV-1, so it's much better sound quality as well. But I've been really, really liking using the iPhone. I don't know if you guys prefer the Sony ZV-1 quality or the iPhone. Either way, let me know, because I'm kind of finding my way back to the iPhone just from the simplicity, and it's just purely more convenient for me overall. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Should I stick to the iPhone or go back to the ZV-1? I'm sure I'll kind of go back and forth depending on what the video is. I don't know, we'll see. But let me know in the comments below which one you actually prefer. I'm really curious if you guys really notice a difference at all. Also, the really nice thing about the iPhone is that I'm able to do this kind of wide angle so you guys can see the whole car where I'm standing in the garage, because otherwise it's like this. And it's really close and you guys can't see much, so when I kind of zoom out, you guys are able to see pretty much the full picture of the garage and the car and everything. I don't know, I just like it. But either way, what we're doing in this video, at least right now, like I said, the new diffuser comes in tomorrow. I want to remove the Carbon Creations one. It's really simple. It's held on just by some self taps, and when I installed it about a year and a half ago, for more added security and more added support, on the either end I use a bolt and nut just to make sure it was in there very, very well. Hasn't budged, and it's held up very, very well after all these years. I'm just gonna go ahead and remove that. It should take 5-10 minutes or so. And then I'm going to clean it up and everything, and like I said, I got to box it up and send it out to the new owner. But I'm really looking forward to the new Subispeed one. It's like I said, coming in tomorrow. Alright, so this is the current diffuser that I am running. As I mentioned, it's by Carbon Creations. It is really nice. I'm really I liked it for all the years that I've been running it. It's very, very simple, nothing too over the top, and it's really nice quality. Again, it's very nice, and it just held on by some self taps and the 2 bolts that I mentioned. So if we kind of take a look underneath, I'll show you as best as I can. There's those holes right there. That is where the self taps are in. Again, it's really simple. It just kind of self taps right into the plastic underneath the bumper. So we're going to go ahead and remove that and clean it up. Yeah, I will miss this diffuser, but I'm really looking forward to the new one. I think it's going to look really, really good with the new exhaust and kind of complete the entire lip kit, because one thing I wasn't crazy about is, if you notice around the entire car, the lip kit is nice and even. It comes back here. Then once it gets to here, it kind of bumps up, then back down, then bumps up, comes back down. And I always felt this section right here looked a little weird. It looked a little off. And with the new diffuser, it's going to make it nice and even all the way across. So I think it's going to look much better once I get that on. So, all right, enough chatting. Let's go ahead and get this removed. All right, guys, so the diffuser is removed. Super simple. It was 8 bolts. 2 of them were the screw and nuts. The other 6 were just self-tappers. It looks brand new, honestly, even underneath, which I was surprised about. I thought there would be some chips and everything just from, driving it over the years, but it looks perfect. It really doesn't look that bad without a diffuser, but I definitely think it would look way better with one. So the new one, as I mentioned, is the Subispeed one, and it's definitely going to lower that rear end very, very nicely and kind of match up with the rest of the lip kit. But now you can see the ETS piping underneath. I've missed that with the Tomei. There wasn't any piping, at least on the right side. You couldn't really see anything, so I always like seeing the exhaust hanging out the bottom there. But now with the new diffuser coming in, you're not going to be able to see that, since the whole diffuser is going to cover all that pretty much. So, all right, let's head over to the workbench, and I can show you the actual diffuser. Get a little up-close look on it. As we can see right here, this is the underside of it. Still looks brand new. These are all the holes. You just use the self-taps. This is the nut and the screw that I was using for the outer part. I forget which one. I think it was the top one here on either side. But really, after all these years, it literally looks brand new. Looks beautiful. And the new owner is going to be really, really happy. So it has served me well, but it is time to move on to something better. All right, guys. So the diffuser came in. I unboxed it. I did it off camera because I just wanted to take a look at it, go over all the detail and everything, and just, do it off camera and not be so focused about getting the content and, worrying about angles and everything, because this is a pretty big piece. It is very, very nice. I'm really happy with the overall quality in terms of the weave and everything. The weave is very nice. It's actually going the exact same direction as all the other carbon on my car, so that is really nice. But there's big buts. I did a quick mock-up on the car. I just put some boxes underneath just to kind of see where it was going to be situated and where it was going to sit and everything, and kind of what it was going to take to actually install this and get it on the car properly. And couple things. I'm going to go over them with you, just so if you are interested in installing this on your WRX or your STI, just kind of understand what your guys are getting yourself into, because it's not so simple. It's not a direct bolt on. There's literally no instructions at all. So you kind of just have to wing it and get it to fit your specific car. But I'm going to go over as to why I don't think I'm going to install this on the car. The first thing is probably the biggest reason why I'm not going to install it. At least I don't think I am. Upon unboxing it, I took pictures of it literally in the wrapping. I'll throw them up on the screen for you. I already sent them over to Subispeed, but unfortunately, this corner right here, the clear coat, gel coat, whatever is on here, is cracked. It's not all the way through, so it's not the carbon or anything, but it for sure is 100% cracked. And that part is literally what you see when you're behind the car. So obviously this is upside down, but this whole part right here kind of comes up on the bumper, and that is right in your face. So very, very unfortunate. And on the other corner over here, it's not as bad, but there definitely is a small little crack in the clear coat or whatever it may be, definitely right there. So I don't know if this is just a weak point of this whole thing and it's a common issue, but it's on mine and I'm not happy with that, especially for the cost of this thing, which is $900. That shouldn't be. They should definitely take these things out of the box, do a check with everything, quality control, make sure it's good, and then ship it out. Granted, who knows if it happened in shipping. I don't think it did, because it was packed very, very well with how much packing material is in here. It's wrapped up pretty well, so I was happy with that. So something must have bumped that, or there was pressure on it or something somewhere. And yeah, so that is pretty freaking disappointing. That alone made me realize that I'm not sure if I want to install it. Yes, I can probably go bring it to a shop and they can sand it down and re-clear it or something. And to be completely honest, I could probably do that myself. You know, it's a small area, so I would just sand it down and then polish it out and put some clear in it. But for 900 bucks, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's worth all that work on my end for the cost of it, just to get it to the point where it should have came in the mail, you know, completely perfect. Number two reason why I'm not 100% happy with this is the fins. Now, kind of hard to tell. Obviously, these go with the angle of the diffuser here, so those are meant to be bent on that angle. But it's kind of hard to tell, but if we look, this fin on this side is actually bent. Again, hard to show on camera, but when I had it up on the car, it's very, very noticeable. This one's perfectly straight, but this one isn't. And when I was looking at that, I noticed how flimsy these are. I don't think these are real carbon, at least under my impression. I think it's just a really cheap material with carbon laid on top of it. I don't know. I'm not really sure, but either way, I would feel like those things should be a little bit more sturdy than that. Granted, these are replaceable. They're just screwed in on the sides there. It's still, I don't know. Again, for $900, I don't think it should do that. The third reason why I'm not so happy with it is the side pieces. Now, these go on the side here where my spats are, and there was no indication or anything that these do not fit with the spats. Now, I can probably make them work, but again, is it really worth doing all that work just to get them to fit? You know, I feel like it should fit pretty well for the cost of this thing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could just not run these at all, which wouldn't be that bad, because when I did mock it up, again, I'll show you that video after this. I didn't have these on. It was just the middle piece, the main piece. And it looked okay. You know, it really wasn't that bad. And I'm sure, again, I can get them to work, but I don't know. For me, doing this amount of work to a piece that should have fit very, very well, it's not sitting well with me. And finally, the fourth reason, believe it or not, there's 4 reasons why I'm not happy with this thing, is the back section here. Now, I'll flip it up real quick so you guys can get an idea. So this is the underside of it. As you guys can see, there's some carbon plate reinforcements there. I'm pretty sure you can use those for the mounting brackets, which I'll show you in a second. I guess that this may be a 5th reason in a second, but I want to go over this one. When I was mocking it up, I noticed this whole section right here. As you can see, it scoops up in the back. This is the part where it should attach to the sway bar end link or the bushing area. You can use brackets and stuff. There's no holes whatsoever, so there's no mounting tabs or anything. You would have to drill your own holes. And also, it bumps up very, very high. And why that's a reason is because the center of the mid pipe on the ETS catback hits right here. So I would literally have to cut a decent chunk out, pretty much that whole piece right here, for it to fit. Again, not the biggest deal, but it's just, I don't know. To be completely honest, I'm not sure what exhaust would fit with that. Even the stock exhaust, I'm not really sure. Just because that mid pipe right here, any mid pipe for that matter, would hit this part right here. It just comes too far up. I feel like there should be some type of cutout or something like that for clearance for any type of exhaust. Or something that's removable, like this whole back section can be removed if you need to, which I think is something that they should do. It shouldn't be one piece. I understand it's for aerodynamics and everything, but I mean, honestly, who's installing this for aerodynamics? Nobody. Everybody's just installing it just because it looks cool. So that's a big bummer, and I've had to do some serious cuts to get this to fit. I believe it's just fiberglass, so it's not hard to cut. But it just wouldn't come out clean. It just, I don't know, something about it. Just doing all that work to a $900 piece drives me a little nuts. And also the 5th, and I guess final reason why I'm not crazy about it is all of this over here. All of this is the hardware that comes with the diffuser. And there's no instructions. So having no instructions and kind of just winging it and trying to install it in a way where you think it's going to stay on is kind of blows my mind. I mean, I don't think you use all this hardware. I know you don't, but I know they include a lot of stuff just for, pretty much any applications. So you have the ability to mock it up and get it mounted to your specific car. But this is just too much stuff. And not to mention, everything is silver, and that is 100% going to be seen. Personally, I think it should be black so it blends in. It looks really nice. I know you can just spray paint these, but again, that's just more work on my end that I'm going to have to get this to, fit and look the way that I want it, which is crazy. Again, no instructions either. There's no videos on it. I think there's one video on it. Doesn't show you how to install it. It just says like, hey, I got it. Oh, yeah, it's installed. And this is what I had to do, like of them just explaining it. There's no, detailed video showing how to get this done, which personally I thought was something that I was going to be able to do and show you guys, but that's too many reasons as to why, I'm not so happy with this thing. To be completely honest, if this thing was like $300 or $400, I would absolutely just hack this thing up and get it to fit. But we're approaching $1,000. That's a lot of money. I don't care who you are. That's a lot of money for something that's just not, to me, not on par with what it costs. I've reached out to Subispeed, as I mentioned, asking, I just showed pictures of the cracks on this side, explaining everything. I didn't go over all the other details that I just explained here, mainly because, that's just for my specific car, so I understand that. But that crack definitely should not be, and I definitely think that should be resolved. I think they're going to offer me 3 different options, or at least one of these. First one being, they're going to say like, hey, here's a $100 credit and you keep it and go away. They do that to some customers and some products, which, it's not a bad deal. But again, this is something that is going to bother me. So that's a no for me. Number 2, they're going to say, send it back. And then we'll send you out a new one, which personally I hate doing that. I feel like the company should send out a new one, and then once you get the new one, you can send this one out so you can pick which one is best. I understand the liability on the company side where they're sending out a product for free basically, and then you're going to end up having 2. So I get that, but either way, I don't think they're going to offer that option, but it would be nice. And option C is something that they have asked me to do before on another carbon fiber part, which was up here. This is my second one. The first one I got was damaged, and they made me break that in half. I actually have a video on it from quite a few years ago. And I'm wondering if they're going to make me cut this in half, break it in half, show them a picture, and then they'll send me out a new one, which is ridiculous. I get that they don't want people selling their stuff. I mean, this could be salvaged for somebody that is competent and has the skill set to, get that crack out. So it's still a nice piece. It's just not, I don't think it's for me, and it's more work than I want to do to get this to fit. I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty disappointed. I don't know if you can tell in my voice. This is something that I've been looking at for, I want to say like 2 years. Like, oh man, I hope one day I'm able to afford it. I hope I'm in a position to be able to get it. Finally decided to get it, and I got it, and I'm just so unbelievably disappointed, which is a shame because I was hoping to get this thing on tonight and show you guys. And plus I have my meetup on Saturday, so I was hoping to have this on, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So what I think I'm actually going to do, I'm obviously going to wait to hear back from Subispeed. I'll keep you guys posted what they say. But in the meantime, I think I may actually list it up locally for sale. So if anybody's interested, I'm obviously going to give the buyer a pretty decent discount. This thing was $900, so I'll give a pretty good deal on somebody that may want to pick this up locally, just so I don't have to deal with it and they can sort that out. So who knows, I may list it up right now. So before this video goes live, it may already be sold, but yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna do some thinking about it, see what I come up with, and then I'll let you guys know. All right guys, so I just mocked it up. Well, I didn't put it up at all or anything. I just threw some boxes in there just to get an idea of what it was gonna look like. And I don't know, I'm kind of indifferent on this. It's a nice piece, but in order to get this to actually fit the way that I want it and the way that I think it should for how much it costs, I'm not sure if this is worth it, to be completely honest. I mean, like I said, it does look nice, but that issue right there, the cracked clear coat or carbon, I can't really tell. That's a kind of a bummer. And then the actual fins are super flimsy. Not that I expected them to be crazy stiff, but I don't know. It just seems for the cost of this thing, it's not my cup of tea. I'm not 100% on it. In the back of the diffuser is actually absolutely hitting the rear or the mid pipe of the ETS. If you look under, it's like very, very close to the ground, so I have to do a lot of cutting in order to get it to fit. So I don't know. I really am not sure if I'm gonna stick with this. I really wanted to like it, but to be completely honest, I'm not sure. I don't think it's worth the work to get this to actually fit correctly. And also I can't use the sides because of the spats there. I mean, if I really, really wanted it to work and I really liked it, I could definitely spend some time to get it to fit right and everything, but I don't know. It's just one of those things that I just have a weird feeling that I'm not sure if I should really dig into it. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I'm debating on throwing the old one back and then refunding the buyer of that one and just keeping the one I had currently. And just kind of be done with it, because I don't know, it's something that I've been eyeing for a really long time, so it's pretty disappointing after all this time. All right, guys, so I got a little bit of an update for you guys. Still, the diffuser is not going on the car. I went through all the cons and everything, and it's just not going to work. As nice of a piece as this is, it just wasn't meant to be. I actually listed it up on my Instagram for sale. And it's sold already to a local. They're coming to pick it up and everything. So unfortunately, some things just don't work out the way that you want them to. But you know, it's okay. I'm all right with the whole situation. I already have the, I guess, old diffuser or the original diffuser back on the car, as you can see there. I took some time and just threw it back on. All the holes were already there, so it's very easy to put back on, and I didn't have to line anything up. But yeah, it's pretty upsetting. I was really looking forward to putting this on the car. Oh, don't worry, I have a microfiber towel there, so it's not touching the paint. But yeah, I was really looking forward to getting this on the car. It honestly did look good, just as you guys saw, mocked up on the car with the box underneath. And it's just, like I said, it was just going to take so much work to get to fit, and there were just so many things that I really wasn't crazy about. I understand modifying cars. I mean, that's what you literally have to do. You have to modify the car, you have to make cuts, you have to make it work for your application. But I just didn't think it was worth the money, in my honest opinion. I really wish it was. For $900, this thing honestly should fit perfect. It should come with instructions. It should come with the right amount of hardware to install it. I feel like the overall quality in terms of the fins should be much sturdier. It just really disappointed me. I was expecting much higher quality, much better. I've gotten a lot of carbon fiber parts over the years, and the weave is nice. That's like one of the things they have going for it. All the other things I named earlier, I just honestly don't think it's worth it. And as you guys know, I'm never going to steer you in the wrong direction. And this is a perfect example of what I kind of preach all the time in my videos. I want to be upfront with you guys. I'm always going to be honest. I'm not going to say, hey, buy this diffuser, it's the greatest thing in the world, when in reality, it's going to create so much stress and work and obviously money to buy this thing. I don't know. I really, honestly, deep down, I was really, really wishing it would work. But it just didn't. There was just too much involved in order to get it to fit the way that I would want it. Plus, with the little split in the clear coat right here, that's literally showing right on the back of the car, so it would bother the living crap out of me. Thankfully, the new owner, I knocked $100 off of it due to the little split right there. Super cool. He was very appreciative of the little discount, and also he was saying that he may be able to fix it as well. So, that's kind of what I was hoping for, somebody that kind of has the skill set to be able to do that and get it to work, and they'll be happy. So they're going to pick it up. They're actually local. I'm going to store it in the box in the meantime, put all the hardware and everything, and wrap it back up. So instead of ending this video on a bad note, a disappointment, I still have something to install. It's going to be really quick, a very small interior modification, but I'll at least do it in here because that ended up not working out. And what I got over here are actually OEM piano black HVAC buttons. I know, very, very minor, but the ones in the car, I'll show you in a second, are a matte black. And these are hard to see in the packaging, but they're a gloss, like a piano black. This is an OEM Subaru part. It's a JDM part, actually. I have all the carbon in there and the Alcantara and everything, and the gloss buttons just always look so much nicer. And again, these are OEM Subaru parts, so it's not aftermarket or anything. Very, very simple install. You don't have to take apart anything. You literally just pull on the actual HVAC dials. Everything comes right off. then you swap them over. So I'll do that and show you guys the difference and you know, kind of end this video on a high note. So let's get in the car and get those little buttons on. So as you can see down here, the HVAC dials are a matte black. Everything else is carbon and gloss. And it just doesn't flow nicely. And again, these things were like, I think 50 bucks or so, 45, 50. So it's really not that bad, and it's super simple. These knobs are actually the OEM silver ones that came in the 15 to 17s, and then the 18s they changed over to the kind of rubbery black ones with the silver ring. But years and years ago, I again can't stand silver or chrome in any of my cars. I popped these out and I painted them a gloss black, and they've held up very well over all the years. So let's go ahead and let's start removing these. But all we're gonna do, simply just pull them right off. Very simple and straightforward. And then what you actually want to do, you literally just pull this whole thing out, and then we can go ahead and switch the switches over. So let me put the camera down, and then I'll show you how to do it. But as you can see, I pulled from the top and the bottom, and just pulled them right out. Just be careful on the back. It does have some grease on it, so you don't want to get your car all gross. But this is what we're looking at. It comes out with the whole piece. As you can see underneath, the little tabs right there. All we're going to do is pop those clips and then pop the new gloss black ones on. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick, and then I'll show you the difference. I'll put that one in so you can see it side by side. All right, so I got one of them done. So here is the difference between the two. I'll show you on the workbench of how to do one of these, just so you guys get an idea, but I wanted to do it off camera to make sure everything went smoothly and I know what I'm doing. But we're simply just going to pop them right back in to their spot. As you can tell, it's very easy, very straightforward. And then we're just gonna take our dial and pop it back on. So here's the difference from right to left. Obviously it doesn't have the knobs on the others, but you get the idea. I think it just cleans this area up since there's no mat anywhere in the car. So let's go ahead and pop this one out. We'll go over the workbench over here, and I'll show you just how to actually get the little tabs off and pop the new ones on. All right, so here we go. I got them on the workbench. I only put a paper towel down just because of the grease. I don't want to get everywhere. But if we look on the little switch right here, you can see a white tab on the bottom, and then two white tabs on the top. So we're going to take a really small, thin flathead and kind of just go under there. You kind of just twist up, and it comes loose. Flip it over. Same thing. And they pop right off. So we got that button. Now we're going to get the gloss black one. And do it in reverse order. Just pop it right back in. You hear it click. And there we go. Then we can do the other one real quick, and then we'll go into the car, put them on, and then we can wrap the video up. So that looks much richer, much cleaner in my opinion. But yeah, there we go. So at least we ended this video on a high note. I'm going to wrap up this diffuser right now, put it back in the box for the new owner. I know it wasn't the most exciting video. I know obviously we didn't install anything crazy like this amazing diffuser, but that's just part of modifying cars. Sometimes things just do not work out the way that you want them, and unfortunately you just kind of got to roll with the punches and kind of move on. So it is unfortunate. I really did wish it would work. Maybe I'll revisit the whole entire diffuser thing again in the future, but for now I'm satisfied with the current diffuser, and then we'll kind of move on to the next thing. So exhaust videos to come. I have my meetup this Saturday. If you're interested, be sure to check my Instagram. I have all the information on the meetup and everything there. But as for this video, that is it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions at all, be sure to ask them below. But in the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.